I just got done listening to a debate with Peter Schiff. Um, and probably a lot of people don't know who this guy is. I I agree with a lot of what he says about fiat currency. Um, he's dead on with a lot of things, and and I definitely think it's good to own gold. He's very against Bitcoin, and he brings up some things. For him to say that when you own Bitcoin, it's nothing. Well, it's technology. Okay, so technically he's right. It's not like I have Bitcoin. It doesn't. I can't. I can't feel it. I can't touch it. I can't hold it like I could a bar or a coin of gold. He's technically right. Um, but it's the technology, right? There's a lot of different uses for Bitcoin. I personally don't think that there's ever going to be. It's not going to be the uses for a currency. It just. I mean, I guess you could, but I don't see it going away. I think it's very brilliant technology. You know, he's talking about, oh, we should get rid of fiat currency and then we can go to gold. You know, we can start using like a gram of gold and all that. And I guess he forgets that a lot of transactions are online now. You know, I'm not gonna order something off of Amazon with some gold. I'm not going to send gold in the mail for a payment. It's all online now, and when you see most of the people are online now, a lot of females are in their phones. They're in the simulation. And it's going more and more to the simulation. And eventually our technology is going to be so good, people with VR will live in the simulation. And this store of wealth, you know, people will be, instead of buying things in their environment, they'll be buying things in the virtual reality, whatever the heck it is that they want to be in. And there'll be some kind of a system and all that, and that'll be better because it'll be less stress on our environment. You still have to use electricity, unless the government releases Tesla's inventions, where we all had free electricity. But you know, that's a different video. But yeah, the thing with Peter Schiff is he has a company that sells gold, and he's highly pissed right now because Bitcoin's a competitor to his company, and he don't like it. So anytime he gets a chance, he's gonna hate on Bitcoin. And like I said, he's right. You know, I can't take Bitcoin and sell this jewelry. I can't use it in some kind of electric device. It's literally in the simulation. But the whole thing is, it's decentralized. So I'm my own bank. I don't need a third party to make a transaction. You know, a fiat currency, if I want to make a wire transfer, if I want to transfer money to somebody, I got to go to the store, and you know, it might not be there for 7 days. You know how fast I can send my Bitcoin or a different cryptocurrency to somebody? It's so quick. so quick. And they don't like that. They just don't like that. The banks don't like that. And would it be cool if, crypto was backed by some gold? Yeah, they probably could do that. But how fiat currency used to be backed by gold. But it's all confidence, and this is my analogy. What value is to somebody? What's the value? If you're in a desert and you haven't had any water for a couple days and you're dying of thirst, and I give you $100,000 brick of gold or a water bottle, which one are you gonna take? Which one are you gonna take if you're like underwater and you're in a sinking ship and I have air and a brick of gold? Which one are you gonna take? You're gonna take the water. You're gonna take the air because it's more valuable, right? It's all about abundance, supply and demand. And yes, gold does have scarcity. It really does. It's not like it's dirt. Go all get dirt. So there's an abundance of dirt everywhere. But when you look at Bitcoin, there's a scarcity. There will only be 21 million ever made, and at least 2 to 6 million have been lost. So there is a scarcity. Now they can just go ahead and print fiat currency to nothing, to whatever, and it's backed by debt. It's backed by confidence. It's backed by other people's currencies, because that's a Ponzi scheme. And there is flaws in Bitcoin, and there's risks in Bitcoin. I use Bitcoin like I use silver and like I use gold. I use it as an insurance policy. I use it as a hedge against inflation. I use it as a store of wealth because I do not trust our government. I do not trust our currency system, our money system. So I want to park my wealth, or whatever wealth I have, in these different places, because I think they will sustain in the long term, whatever situation happens. And maybe whatever I put into Bitcoin, I lose it all. Well, then I guess I lost it all. That could happen in anything. It could happen in the stock market. It could happen in a business. I put all my life savings in a business. Like with COVID, a lot of people out here lost they lost everything because of these tyrannical lockdowns. That's life. I mean, there's risks in everything. Nothing is 100% foolproof. It's responsibility. People lose their passcodes for their Bitcoin, and that's just gone. That's a possibility. It's a possibility when people were transporting, or pirates or whatever, their gold, that gold, like their ship would sink and then they lost their gold forever. It's responsibility, and that's life. That is life. Nothing is certain. Nothing is 100%. And I look at these things, especially I like Bitcoin, and I like the different technologies potentially. Like, if you talk to somebody about the smartphone, when they had a pager back then, they would probably be like, nah, that'll never happen. But if you could have invested into Apple or Samsung and all these or Amazon when it was nothing, you know, that pager's worth nothing now. And you know, it's just these cryptocurrencies is there's a lot of there's a speculation, and some of them will be worthless, and maybe only one or two, but I mean there probably going to be a few, and then, you know, something else might come out that's better than Bitcoin. You know, technology increases, and people are being programmed to live in the simulation. I mean, you have to see it. You know, we don't use photo albums anymore. Everything's online. We do banking online. You know, people use their communication online. You know, they spend more time on this, even if they're in people's presence in the simulation, than they do in their environment. So to me, if the demand is to be in this environment, which I'm on right now, and what you're looking at is in the simulation, then what's the best technology? You know, that's the best technology, like technology for the simulation. And decentralized is just, it's great for us. It makes us free, and that's what Bitcoin is to me. It's freedom. I don't have to have a bank. I'm basically my own bank. You know, I don't have to rely on a bank. If I want to take my Bitcoin out and get the fraudulent debt notes, yeah, I got to use a bank. But I'm telling you that those are going to be gone soon. They're not going to be printing out those anymore. Yeah, coins. There's a coin shortage. Well, they're probably getting rid of coins. There's not a need for coins. People pay with their credit cards. It's already going that way, and pretty soon people won't even use. It's like they'll be looking at using paper in the future, like how people used to use notches on the stick for a currency. That's how it's gonna be gone. It's gonna be there's so many things that we're in transition right now that you're gonna see go bye-bye, including a lot of companies that have been big companies for a while. You know, you've already seen it with Macy's, and I think Macy's is out of business. But there's a lot of big companies that were big companies back in the day, but they couldn't innovate. They didn't, you know, like a Blockbuster. You know, you're gonna see that more and more. But I think blockchain's huge. I think that's the future, and I could be wrong. Maybe some other technology comes out that's better than blockchain. But yeah, what Peter Schiff, he just seems like a hater on Bitcoin. I mean, that's what he seems like. He's mad because it's eating into his revenue, and you definitely have to look out for anybody that even the ones that are for Bitcoin. You have to look out for them because they're trying to pump it up because they want it to be worth more, and they want other people to come in here so it's worth more. It's like stocks, right? With the GameStop fiasco, pump this up, and then they get out, right? Pump it up, pump up my stock and get out. And then you get holding the bags, and that could happen with Bitcoin. It's a risk, okay? It's just, I just look at it as like an insurance policy, like Johnny Bravo says, and he's a YouTuber, and that's all you can do. And yeah, we'll see where it goes from here.